Hello, and welcome to I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. My name is Jeremy Zelek. I'm the host and Dalton Brown of the group. Joining me this week, as always, is...
Friend of the show, Ben Montoya.
Oh, shit.
Ooh. Oh, it went all over my computer. Fuck.
Yeah.
When you commit to it, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Ian Davis, Sorry, let me check my notes. William Lever of the show.
William Lover?
Lever.
Oh, Lever. Okay.
Oh. And absolutely smashed. It's Evan Aubrey.
Oh, shit. Do you
I
have, like, a drink that really is going to knock you out tonight?
I'm not smashed yet, but this is a bourbon smash in a can. Tiny can.
Oh, shit. It is a tiny can.
Whoa.
Well, if it was in a giant can, that would be a lot of alcohol.
That's kind of like those, like, Polar Juniors.
A little, yeah, almost. It's very close. I can Hulk smash this can in my hand.
Yes.
It's a weird perspective thing to see, like, over Zoom.
Yes.
How similar is that to a smash burger?
Unlike a smash burger, I don't have to smash the can with the alcohol in it before I consume it.
Okay.
Also, unlike a smash burger, it's a liquid and not a solid.
Depends on how good you smash it.
Details.
All right. I guess we're kind of in LaCroix Boys, which is the segment of the show where we talk about the drinks we're consuming. Ben, what do you have?
Excuse you, this is a podcast within a podcast, Jeremy.
Okay,
Don't get it twisted.
It's not a
We're not just
segment.
casually talking about drinks.
This isn't a
Jeremy.
bit. This isn't a segment. This is a different
You
podcast.
think this is funny? You think this is a bit?
Yes.
I am drinking a second chance lager that's called Buddy, and it has a picture of a dog on it, and I had a picture of a dog named Buddy, so I had to buy it.
Well, I would say more than you had a picture of a dog named Buddy. You had a dog named Buddy.
That's what I was saying, is I saw this picture of a dog and the word Buddy right above it and was like, gotta do it for the Buddy.
Yes. But how is it, though?
It's okay. It's decent. It's definitely refreshing. I feel like sometimes they, like, breweries like this do like a fancy lager and then they charge way too much for it, and I'm like, this is like tasty, but it's, you know, functionally the, you know,
It's
same
just
sort
fine.
of category is like, yeah, like kind of like a light beer or something like that. So
Well, I always feel
know.
like this is the danger of the what we should all call the microbrewery, where it's like you like look at all this stuff and just like, I don't know if any of this is actually good, but it's here, so I
The
guess I
can
should
looks
try it.
cool.
Yes, that is true. It does have a picture of a dog on it,
and that's why I bought it.
so they got you.
Let me ask you guys this: has anyone here tried Bud Light Next?
Bud Light Next?
Oh, is this the season where we talk about next drink?
Is
Next
this like
drink.
Is this like the Nicolas Cage movie where you can see 30 seconds into the future?
Or it's like that, the end of this segment is always the Ariana Grande, thank you, next beverage.
Oh,
Yes.
There it is.
No, what is Bud Light next?
It's just like it's like a 0-calorie.
Oh, boo.
No, all right.
No one likes that.
No. Listen. You're talking to someone who, like, I'm a real fucking beer. Like, if it's not local from Albuquerque, I'm not, or local like where I am, I'm not drinking it, right? And it's and even then, it's like exclusively IPAs or ciders. But this board game night I go to every Thursday, which is why we're recording at such a late hour.
No one at home would know that, but yes, continue.
I've pulled back the curtain.
Yes.
You've had several Bud Light Nexts at this point.
They actually didn't have any today, so I had a bubbly, like, Bellini bikini.
Nice.
Wow, game night
It was-
getting fancy.
It was fucking tropical. But Bud Light Next, actually good.
Oh, interesting.
It goes down really easy. It doesn't have a gross aftertaste. It doesn't, like, don't get me wrong, like, if you want to have a beer, go have a beer, but, like,
Yeah.
if you want something that's 0 calories, and here's the thing, it says it on the can, and it's true, it's crisp.
It's not just crisp, super crisp.
That's what I'm saying. It's very, very crisp. So crisp, in fact, that when I sat down to play Twilight Imperium for 12 fucking hours, it was like 10 a.m. and we were like, well,
Wow,
might as well get
this
started.
board game night started at 10 in the morning.
That day it did. And we cracked some We got crispy right then and there.
You got crispy right there.
I felt good all day. I don't know what to say.
I like how on Bud Light's website there's a button for buy beer, and next to that same size button that says buy NFTs.
Oh, oh no. I wonder if they turn the like frogs from that like Bud Light commercial where they go "What's up?" I wonder if they turn that into an NFT.
Oh man, look at all these JPEGs I could right click save as.
Please,
yes.
I want you. Like, I don't give a shit if the fans try it. The three of you, give it a try.
Bud Light next.
Absolutely.
Let me know what you think.
I don't see.
I'll keep it on my radar.
Okay.
I don't know. It's one of those things where can I buy like a can of it? I don't want like a whole. I don't want like a 6-pack.
And I'm with you. Like, it's one can is like I go to my friend's house and I go into their fridge and fill out one can. That's perfect.
You know, this weekend I'm spending a few hours at the pool, by the pool. So maybe while I'm in my little floaty. It's like that commercial where the guy is on a Zoom call in the pool, and they're like, "Any questions, Mike?" And he's like, "Nope." And he just puts on his sunglasses, and I crack open my Bud Light next, and then I'm just like floating around.
Exactly like that.
All right. That sounds like...
Evan, I thought you were going like backpacking through the wilderness of California.
That's the week, but the weekend is pool
weekend
time.
is chill time. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent. All right. Well, that has been LaCroix Boys, the segment where we talk about I haven't talked about mine. I'm drinking talk about local brewing. I have a Bosque Brewing Elephants on Parade.
Nice.
Perhaps
Nice.
one of my like top 3 favorite local beers. So if you're ever in the larger Albuquerque metro area, make sure to pick one up. You can get them at your like local store or whatever.
Hell
Not
yeah.
hard to get. So, all right. Let's continue to the main section of the show. This is I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. Each week, we randomly select a new Pokemon to prepare in the most delicious manner possible. And then we share our recipe with one another, and we decide amongst ourselves whomst has the best recipe. This week, we're cooking and eating Avalugg, which is a big glacier dude. And last week... we had a tie between me and Evan. We put it to the fans, and the fans said, I would like, for our Gorgeist episode, I would like give me a squirt of some of that Gorgurt.
I would like more Gorgort, please.
Damn it.
Yes. And out of 8 votes, really came out for this one. It was about 2-1. I got 60%. Evan has got about 40%. So... thanks for voting. Thanks for getting this year. It's still my year. My year hasn't ended. My year will continue. So, I've been talking a lot. So let's throw it to Evan. Why don't you start us off this week?
Oh, all right. My pleasure. So, Avalugg. It's a giant iceberg. It's the iceberg Pokemon. Mm-hmm. And, you know what it reminded me of was basically like the ice equivalent of one of those like commercial grills or like commercial stovetops, right? Where it's like a flat piece of metal that's just heated up. But this is at your commercial custard shop because we're making some custard block is what it's called. But so it's a Guyanese frozen treat. And so what this consists of is evaporated milk, some custard powder, some white sugar, some cinnamon, nutmeg, almond extract, and vanilla. And basically, as you do, remember way back, what was it, a year or 2 ago, where we had the hamburger rolled ice cream?
That's exactly what I was thinking
so
about.
I think that was exactly 3 years ago at this point.
It might have been.
To the
Yeah.
day.
So I can, it's aged like a fine wine, and I can bring it up. Yeah.
My life hasn't been the same since hamburger ice cream. Since that seems pretty tame for us. I feel like we've crossed a lot of boundaries since then.
Yeah.
And this is maybe more
have
tame.
been crossed.
Yeah. This is maybe more tame. It's less cringe, more like, oh, I'd eat that. So you get all your custard ingredients together. You basically just like stir it up nice and good in your bowl, and you lay it out in like a large drizzle across the Avalugg. And then you're using, your spatula, your scrapes to kind of roll it together into a nice, and like it starts to freeze and everything starts to become more custardy, and then you like get it into a nice kind of like a brownie in a pan shape. So it's got some dimension to it, and then you cut it up into nice little cubes, and then you serve up those cubes.
Nice.
Whoa.
Shit. So the Avalugg is as large as a glacier. So how is this like a novelty giant custard that you're making, or is it?
So that's the thing
size?
is like it's a large enough, glacier to fill your kitchen for this custard shop. So you're gonna have multiple people on the ice block making custard for all the customers.
I would say actually overestimated its size. It's only 6 feet tall.
Only. As big as a
it
glacier.
does weigh, it does weigh 1,113 pounds, so it's a hefty boy. So
Holy crap.
Yeah. I mean, in Jeremy's defense, in a few years, that is going to be the size of most glaciers.
Fair point.
Whoa, roasted, much like our planet. Anyway,
Ian, you had a question.
Yeah, it didn't occur to me until my hand went up that you're talking about like frozen custard, like Freddy's.
Yeah, absolutely. Frozen
Okay,
custard.
not like I'm biting into a delicious donut.
No. This is not like oozing out of a pastry custard. Yeah, this is frozen custard.
Okay, I love.
though I don't know, frozen custard in a donut sounds pretty good.
Damn you! Oh, actually, that is a game changer.
So where did you say this like comes from again?
So it's I didn't look past the title says Guyanese, but I will
So
look that
maybe
up.
Guyana.
Oh, is,
I don't know
is
where
that
that
what it
is.
gonna tell
Guyana
you right
is
now.
in Guyana is in South America, I believe.
Jeremy called it. Yep, this is a South American custard dessert.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, Guyana is next to Venezuela.
Yeah.
I feel like so does that mean that they do it on like large things of ice, or were you just taking their like,
I was taking their
dessert
recipe
idea?
because it was
Okay.
it sounded delicious. I loved the idea of like mixing like
Yeah.
spices with ice cream. Or custard in this case, and so yeah, it just seemed
yeah.
like and I couldn't not bring back the rolled ice cream like bit.
Yeah.
So you have like a truck, an ice cream truck, if you will, and it's like playing turkey in the straw. And you like push out your Avalugg and you like throw down like your different. Do you have like different flavors, or is it just this one? Like maybe you got a chocolate variant or something.
Oh, I'm sure there's other people on the line making other flavors, but I myself am making this nice fall flavored cinnamon nutmeg sort of custard.
Will
special.
it only be cube shaped, or will you do different shapes?
No, that's our bid. We do cubes. Rolled ice cream is
Okay.
so 3 years ago. We're doing cubes.
Yes, only cubes. Cubes only. Dippin'
Love our
Dots.
Dippin'
They say
Dots.
they're the fucking future of ice cream, but I want fucking edges on my ice cream. It's like when you go to a store and see like a balloon that's shaped like a pyramid, and you're like, "Holy shit!"
Whoa, who's never thought of that before?
Yes.
Okay.
Ben, have you not seen a balloon shaped like a pyramid?
I haven't, and I guess I'm ready for my mind to be blown when it happens.
Well, I think it will be.
Okay.
Your mind is gonna be fucking blown out of the water.
And the one thing that I really like, your recipe is very tantalizing. The one thing that I'm a little bit like torn on is like the season for it, because it seems like right now we're like really hot, but like then the Avalugg starts to melt and whatnot. But then
Right.
also like the flavor is very fall or like wintry kind of. So what
Well-
like time period or like season do you imagine?
Like I said last week, August is basically fall in my head. So
Okay.
so I think it's the perfect time because it's like you're right. It is hot, but also you're like I don't quite want pumpkin spice, but I want something.
Yeah.
To
Well, I
ease
will
me
say
in.
I was gonna say South America, it's winter, but it isn't in Guyana because Guyana is north of the equator. So
Still
I
summer.
really fucked up. Yeah, it's still It's still summer there. Now, granted, it's very close to the equator, so it's pretty like whatever. Who cares? It's basically the same all year, but it's so you can still be summer delight. I think having a kind of in the summer a food that reminds you of the fall is kind of good because you're like, oh, it's so hot. like, there's a wildfire nearby or like a giant thunderstorm and people are getting electrocuted. I really could go for the more relaxing fall season instead of the horrors of summer.
Oh my god.
We have the Ides of March and the horrors of summer.
Yes. Though I will say, here in the old Nuevo Mexico, it's actually been very pleasant the last couple of weeks. A lot of rain, hasn't like cracked 80 degrees in 3 days. Yeah, Evan.
Yeah, don't jinx it.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, Ben, what is your recipe this week?
Well, I'm glad that you asked because I am, wanting to. I'm wanting to do this recipe. I feel like Pokemania Chris always comes out, with these great world building, recipes, and I want to do a little bit of that right now. So I want to welcome you all right now to the Avalugg bar. In the snowy mountains of Kalos or whatever the fuck.
Who gives a shit?
Welcome to the Avalugg bar or whatever the fuck.
Not the Avalugg bar, the Avalugg bar.
There's an extra N in there. So is this like, am I going to like the French Alps or the Pyrenees or something?
Is it an oxygen bar?
Yeah.
It's not an oxygen bar. It is chilly outside. So yeah, probably in the French Alps to fit with our Kalos theme. Thank you, Jeremy, for being on it with the geography.
I sometimes just when I'm bored, I just look at a map of the world and just like stare at it and be like, oh, I wonder about that place, and then I type it in Wikipedia and I read very dry facts about it.
I know this about you. So that's why you know what Guyana is.
Yes.
And so basically you're walking into the bar. You're like, all right, kind of scoping out the scene. You go up to the bar and you ask the bartender, and the bartender's like, welcome to the Avalugg. And you're like, all right, I'm trying to get cross-eyed, Mary. Give me those heavy horses, my dude.
What? Is this like a fucking Jethro Tull joke?
I'm trying to get thick as a brick over here, okay? And he's like, I have the perfect one for you. The namesake of this very establishment, the Avalugg.
Yes.
Got it.
So okay, so it's like Aqualung.
How much jazz flute is there at this bar?
Well, a lot, because all they play is Jethro Tull, and you're like, you have enough drinks, you start looking across the bar, and you're like, wait, is that Ian Davis? No, it's Ian Anderson, and he's playing the flute. So everyone loves the Avalugg bar for its eccentric theme, and a lot of big Jethro Tull fans out in Kalos. A lot of people don't know that.
I know that the French Alps are huge prog rock heads.
Yeah, they love that folk, that prog rock with the folk jazz flute influence that makes Jethro Tull a very interesting and always fun to listen to experience.
Ben, I will say, I'm just going to say this right now. I listened to a Jethro Tull album today, and it was...
Fuck, yeah, you did.
Manifest it.
I was just like...
This is what I'm talking about. This season, I'm the Nathan Fielder of this show.
It's no mistake that you listened to that album today.
Exactly. It was no mistake. There was a person on the street saying, like, wow, Jethro Tull's discography is actually kind of dope. And then later that day, you were like, yeah, they do have some pretty good albums.
I love in Aqualung where the line is like sitting on a park bench eyeing Pokemon with bad intent.
With bad
intent. Yes, because the intent is eating them.
Exactly.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
The story has been foretold.
Yes.
But what the Avalugg drink is modeled after a drink that I found called the Nordic Summer. And it is a drink that uses Aperol and sparkling water and aquavit, or in this case, Avavit, maybe.
Okay, I don't know what that is, so you have to...
Aquavit is a Scandinavian infused liquor. So they take actually I don't exactly know how they traditionally do it, but in this recipe, they say that you can take vodka and distill, or infuse it with dill, lemon zest, caraway seeds, anise, and fennel seed to make aquavit.
Interesting. I've never had this.
It's like you're pickling vodka.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like that, yeah. Except in this case, we are going to be using vodka, but we are going to be using the Avalugg ice to be our containment unit, and the drink which you will drink it out of. So you show up to the bar, they slide you your Avalugg drink, and it's in a cup that is kind of looks like one of the Avalugg like feet, except it's like hollowed out, like it's on the bar with its like toes pointing out, and then the top of it's like hollowed out for the beverage. And you're like, please, another, thank you. You drink it down real quick, and the ice keeps it cool the whole time without ever melting.
Ooh, nice.
Wow.
And at the other end of the bar, they've got a Avalugg with like a channel carved out, and they're just like drinking from it. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh.
Yeah, if you want to get fancy with it, you could maybe carve out a whole Avalugg, fill it with vodka, all of the not fermenting. I keep saying fermenting when I mean to say infusing. Throwing all the infusing materials in there, let it sit, and then exactly what you're saying, Evan. Like make a couple taps, get it going.
Ice
Oh
tap.
shit. I will say, Ben, I don't know if it exists or not, but a Jethro Tull themed bar, like a pub, like maybe you go to like the UK and you arrive at one, sounds like it would be great. Like you go in and you're like, oh, I have a drink and it's called like the Mouse Police Never Sleep or whatever, and it's like their local brew, and you're like, hell yeah, give me that.
So this is what I was thinking too. Is like there has to be a Jethro Tull, pretty big audience. A little bigger than ours, and enough people to where you'd think that like, oh yeah, someone's got to have made some Jethro Tull themed drinks or food or whatnot. All I could find was this lowly post on the jethrotull.proboards.com website that is sad. The only response is just this guy who's like trolling him, but I do want to read the response because it is pretty funny.
So, but what's the original?
Or not the
post?
response, the original post. The original post is funny. The response is, eh. The thought just came to me as I sit here in the sunroom with the evening moon sinking in the west, enjoying a Glenkinchie and listening to Fire at Midnight. I got to thinking just what food and drinks are best when listening to Tull music, as they say it, as real Tull heads say. I'm interested to hear what you all like to eat and drink when enjoying our favorite music. You'll notice.
Yes.
For instance, I enjoy most brands of scotch, especially Lopfroig, the Macallan. I don't know, all this like scotch stuff.
Ben,
when listening to any
go to
Tull,
Scotland.
yeah. When listening to any Tull album or Tull mix, I also enjoy
Tull mix.
Dujardin brandy, among many others when listening to Heavy Horses. Beer, I appreciate a Moylan's or a Backwoods Bastard Ale with SFTW and Stormwatch. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Not so
Suitable
work.
for work.
They made an album called Suitable for Work. As for food, pot roast, London broil, a nice juicy homemade hamburger, shepherd's pie, beef stews, pasties. So what do you guys like to dine on? Pasties, not pasties. That's a little different.
Pasties are what you put on your nips.
So what do you guys like to dine on while reading and relaxing to the musings of one Mr. Anderson?
Mr. Anderson.
I like that you're reading like the liner notes of the music while you're like listening to it and drinking your scotch as the sun sets. And your nice, delicious homemade hamburger. Nothing screams prog rock like a hamburger.
Yeah, basically the only person who responded was just like, this person is so basic, and just like posted like, like all of the like ale, like the whiskeys and meats that he was wanting to eat while listening to like Jethro Tull.
Amazing.
And the other guy was like, okay, yeah, I like those. Yeah, like. So anyway, I was also I couldn't find the Jethro Tull themed bar. So I had to make my own, is what I'm saying.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well, it's their like so much of their like music would be like so many of their songs would be perfect drink names. Like the album I listened to today, and this is gonna get very nerdy, so apologies to the listeners if you're not prog heads out there, but the album I listened to today is called Minstrel in the Gallery, which is one of my favorite albums of theirs. And that if I were to pull a drink from that, it would be off the second song, which is called Cold Wind to Valhalla. Ooh. And I would be like, give me one of those cold winds to Valhalla, and they'd
That's
be
a good
like,
one.
right away, sir. And I don't know what it would be exactly, but that's definitely a drink I could see existing.
I mean, a cross-eyed Mary. You show up and you say, "Give me a cross-eyed Mary," and people start to look around like, "Oh, I'll have what he's having." Yeah.
Yes. And obviously, I would just call this fucking bar like not even Avalugg, which is obviously your bit, but like Heavy Horses is like a perfect name for a bar.
It would be.
I gotta say, like, fuck the haters. I want to meet this guy who wrote that post, because what a perfect evening to me. Like, something I love to do. I'll show my nerd shit here. I have a subscription to Jazz Times magazine.
Yeah, you do.
And I don't have time very often these days, but when I had more, I loved, like, I'd get the new issue in, and I'd sit down on the couch and I'd just spend a few hours like reading the articles and listening to the albums they were like reviewing and stuff. And I found so much good. And like, man, cracking open like a cold one and having like a nice fucking shepherd's pie,
nice fucking pot roast,
bangers and mash, like
nice.
God, that like just make an evening of it. Enjoy
yeah,
yourself.
I mean, I'm not trying to roll this guy. I think he's definitely searching for someone out there. I think he found his people.
Can we get him on the show?
How old is this post?
I'll have to check. Actually, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, well, I think that's very charming and very coincidental that
It's from 5 years ago.
okay. That's actually much sooner than
No, guys, this guy. Oh, no, wait, no. Okay, for a second, I thought this was gonna be like a post that came out like on New Year's Eve, because it said January 31st, 2017. And I was like, oh no, this guy's having a bad one.
But then you're like, oh, January 31st is just a regular day.
Yeah, exactly.
He was starting the new year off right.
Yeah, baby. I'm actually gonna go now after Ben, because my thing is also drink related. So as I said, we're in August. Despite Evan's protestations, it is the dog days of summer.
Get out of here.
It's hot out. You really could go for a drink. And I live in New Mexico, and if I'm going to a bar, obviously I can drink the many fine, delicious local brews that we have. But if I'm heading to a bar, especially in Santa Fe or Albuquerque, I would really like a nice margarita. And call me fucking oh shit, I forgot his name.
Jimmy Buffett?
Margaritaville. Jimmy Buffett. I was going
The one, the
Tim.
only?
Yeah,
Tim
Timmy
Buffett. Yeah.
Yes. I could name all those Jethro Tull songs, but I could forget the name of Jimmy Buffett, and that's how you can see my priorities in the music world. But I fucking love a good marg, and who doesn't? And there's a place in Santa Fe called the Coyote Cafe that has a delightful rooftop bar that you can go to. One of their signature drinks there is a iced margarita made with prickly pear juice. And so I'm going to present you my recipe, and we're gonna tourist it up just a little bit, because we want to bring people in. And this is what I'm going to present to you. It's a hot day in the summer. Why don't you enjoy the Avalugg prickly pear iced margarita?
All right.
So it not only is it an iced margarita, but it comes in a bigger glass than you know it normally would. Not full like novelty like giant tube glass, but like maybe like a third of the way there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Where it's like it has a fun curly straw sticking out of it kind of situation.
Nice.
But obviously, let's go to the prickly pear margarita situation. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the ice for our margarita from the Avalugg, and I think it provides a lot of ice for your drink.
I would hope so.
Is it cubed or are we like slushing it up?
It's slushy. It's
Okay.
a fucking slush. It's a fucking slushy, slushy boy. So that's what you really want to go off of. And my recipe page disappeared. Here it is. It got. So there we go. Okay. Apologies for stalling. But here's what you need to do: is you need to get prickly pear fruit. I don't know if you guys have actually picked prickly pear fruit, but it's kind of tricky. You have to use a special like hook to like grab them because even the fruit.
You do?
I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
Do we need like a shepherd cane?
Yes. You just have to pull them out or wear very thick gloves because the fruit does have spines on it.
I've picked a lot of them and I just don't touch the I just look at the pink part and I touch that. Though I will say,
good at it.
I don't know what to say. I'll just pick them and peel them and eat them right there. Except for the time I picked one. Tyler, our boy and friend Tyler was like, I want to try
Our
one.
boy, but not boyfriend and friend.
I was gonna say
known to the I Choose You community as 7-gallon bean man.
Yes. Are you telling me that 7-gallon bean man just approaches cactus non-protected?
Well, here's the thing. He was like, man, I really want to try prickly pear. And I was like, we're on like a walk in a neighborhood. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. I just like went into someone's yard, picked one for him, handed it to him, and the madman just palms it. Like he just grabs it like
Wow.
because he had no idea that cactus hurt.
Well, he's from
Did
Michigan.
it like poke him or was he fine?
Oh no, he had to like go home and like pull shit out of his hand like he was fucked that whole walk.
Oh.
I did not feel bad for him.
You deserve this.
Continue.
Anyway, so what you're going to do is you're going to get your prickly pear fruits. You're going to peel them, and then you're going to puree them. And then you're going to have the classic margarita ingredients. We've got lime juice. We've got tequila. In Santa Fe, you enjoy nice silver coin tequila as the kind of like what I go to at my local bars. We get some triple sec, obviously, and a little bit of simple syrup. We shave our ice from the Avalugg. We grind all that shit together until it's nice and smooth and icy, because you want it kind of like that 7-Eleven icy consistency for your margarita here. And then it's nice and red. It's like beet red. And it comes out. You put a little umbrella in it to remind you of the summertime. Salt on the rim if you want. Lime on top. Bada bing, bada boom. You have the Avalugg prickly pear margarita. Yes, Ian.
Love it. I'll have two. I gotta say, I think we'd reach more viewers. Could we like rebrand this or co-brand it as like a travel podcast? Because I feel like if you distilled every episode, every episode we're like, oh, you got to try this place in Santa Fe. You got to go to this place in Albuquerque. Like,
no, that's true. That's true.
you could have like a fantastic fucking trip if you listen to our show.
You know what? The reason why is because we always be plugging. Always plug in on this show.
That's where our sponsor opportunity lies. They're like, man, have you ever? We could just be like, man, have you ever had just like the shaved tri-tip at Arby's? Like, you should go to Arby's.
Have you ever had the smoothie at Arby's? It's really great, especially when you redeem your 3-pun per episode punch card. It's great. This episode brought to you by Arby's. We have them.
Yes.
Just a normal episode of I Choose You.
Yes. Well, it's like that My Brother and Me episode sponsored by Totino's, where they only talk about Totino's and Griffin McElroy eats one Totino pizza roll every minute for like 45 minutes.
Is his mouth just like disintegrated by the end because it's so hot?
Yes. Indeed. Any other questions about Avalugg Prickly Pear Margarita?
I don't have any more questions. Again, I will take one as well if you're taking orders. I will point out that there is a restaurant, not speaking of plugging, there was a restaurant close to us called Fernside that does alcoholic slushies, and they're very good. And they have a margarita.
I will say one of the only like few good things to come from pandemic restaurants is to-go margaritas. Like those little things you just like get in a can, or like they'll serve up slushies. Like that was pretty great. They're not doing that so much these days, but that was pretty sweet. I could see taking home one of these prickly pear margaritas.
Excellent. All right, let's move on to Ian's recipe this week. Ian, tell us, what have you got?
Well, Jeremy, it's funny that you also had a beverage.
Oh,
Because
well, I mean, Ben also had a beverage.
That's why I said also.
Oh, okay.
Because I also have a beverage recipe.
Shit.
You see,
Man.
as most people know, school years are starting. I'm back in the office. Which
I'll just say this, Ian. It's kind of fucked up that the New Mexico school system demands that school starts in the middle of August. It's so crazy. It's very early,
especially when
compared to most places.
Especially when most Albuquerque public schools do not have working air conditioning right now.
oh no!
Contact your local union. Anyway,
That sucks.
my room's cool, so we're good. But that does divide this podcast in half, because 50% of the people who work here travel to their job, and the other 50% get to work from home. So, Jeremy, I'm talking to you, my friend.
Then we can take our headphones off.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
So, you know, when Jeremy and I have to go into the office, sometimes it's nice to take a beverage with you, right? Perhaps you start your day with a cup of coffee. So when you have to carry
That's so weird. I usually don't start my day with a beverage, and I work from home. This must be a weird, like, work from home, work at the office kind of thing. 'Cause this doesn't sound right like me at all.
Ben, what you can't possibly relate to is that you have to transport the coffee to a different place.
I have to be somewhere besides my own room.
Effen's espresso machine is in his fucking office. Like,
Yeah, I have to turn around, and then I turn back around, and I'm at work.
So my point being is, you have to carry your coffee, or perhaps you need to Avalugg.
Oh shit!
I will say,
Shit!
in all circumstances, you have to carry your coffee. It doesn't just like float into your mouth.
You might say that you lug it around.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're lugging it. Yeah, I imagine this is like a Yeti cooler or something for your coffee, where you have to like really lug it around.
Well, we're lugging it in a different way, because, of course, we're doing iced coffee, right? Like, that only makes sense. But we're going to do iced Avalugg popsicles.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Because, like
right.
Jeremy, like you said, dog days of summer, you still want to, like, feel fun and kind of enjoy the summer, even though you're, like, stuck at a awful... Well, all right, I won't speak for your job.
Well, look, most days are actually fine, but today I had to break down like 300 boxes, and it was really annoying, and I was like, if I did this for much longer, I would be carpal tunneling the hell out of right now, because I was...
Preach it, brother.
I was
And
goat-cheating
after that,
the
you
whole
could have
day.
really gone for a cold one, couldn't you?
I guess so. I did drink a
A cold
beer
something.
right now. Yes.
So you want to, like, capture some of, like, the summertime fun that you don't get to have because you have to go into work. So start your day off right with Avalugg popsicle. You need half and half.
Okay. So just want to say that the first thing I wake up and immediately is like, I need a popsicle.
Not immediately.
No, you're rushing out the door.
Yeah, you're rushing out the door and you're like, oh shit.
How am I gonna lug
my-
this?
My thermos is dirty from yesterday. What am I gonna... Oh, you reach into the fridge and you just suck on that in your commute.
Oh, I see. It's not possible that I have another cup.
No,
Okay.
not an option. Half and half.
It's not an option.
1.5 cups of coffee beans. 2 to 4 tablespoons of brown sugar. This is what you're going to do. First step.
First, we start playing Brown Sugar by the Rolling Stones.
Exactly.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Grind your coffee beans. Get those grounds in like a nice large like carafe, and set that aside. You go to your Avalugg, which you have in your home.
It's just hanging out. Instead of an air conditioning system, I have an ice type Pokemon that lives in my house. And it cools it down.
Who needs a swamp cooler when you just like put a few fans on them?
Yes.
The Iceman no longer brings blocks of ice, but entire Pokemon of ice.
Yeah. We can fucking ruin whoever wrote that play's career by just introducing ice type Pokemon to the world. Iceman no longer cometh. He goes away.
So take like a little ice chisel, and onto his back you're gonna carve out little popsicle shaped molds.
Oh,
Take
yes.
that shaved ice, let it melt, and then with that water, you're going to use that to make your coffee and steep it, the cold water. All right. Really, I guess you do that the night before because you do need to let the iced coffee sit for like, in the fridge overnight to like get nice and strong and shit. Strain out your coffee, add the brown sugar, stir it, combine it. And then this is a little fun. It's like a little mojito vibe. To get some mint leaves and you break those up.
Oh,
Okay. And place a few of the leaves into the little molds you made on the back of the Avalugg. And then put in a few tablespoons of half and half on each one. Let that freeze. So imagine like you have your popsicle mold on the top half. Or I guess it's like the bottom of the mold. You know what I'm saying?
Right. The handle part.
Yeah.
Sure.
No,
I understand how popsicles work.
Well, I'm saying
Yeah.
I don't want people to think that like you're doing these molds like an ice cube tray. It's more of like a vertical situation.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So pour the half and half in with the mint. You let that freeze first. Then you're gonna pour the coffee in. Let that start to freeze. Put your popsicle stick in. So bottom half is the coffee. Top part is the half and half.
Oh, so you got
okay.
like a nice little mix.
Oh,
going
interesting.
Uh-huh.
Could we make it like a swirl?
You can have whatever you want, baby.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you could swirl it if you want. I'm not your
Okay.
fucking boss.
You're not.
Yeah. So I mean that, and then you like walk out into the kitchen. You're like putting your pants on, trying to get out the door, and then as you're hopping by, you just pull one of these popsicles right out of its back, and head off to work.
So, couple things. It seems like for how impromptu the need of this is, you do have to have some pre-planning ahead of time.
Well,
right?
but that's the beauty of it, right? Like, how long do popsicles fucking last in the free? Like, you could make these over the weekend when you're doing your meal prep, and then in a pinch,
There
just
you
grab
go.
one.
That's true.
Is this are these popsicles any more or less healthy than like drinking a regular cup of coffee or a latte?
Listen, I don't drink coffee. I don't touch this stuff myself.
I was gonna say, does this work with mud water?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wonder how mud water freezes. I'll have to try that.
Probably poorly, if I had to
I would
guess.
imagine not good.
Be a real chunky popsicle.
Jeremy,
It
you're
just
talking to
turns back
someone
into a mushroom.
Yes.
who reverts to its original state. I think I don't even remember what your question was, Jeremy.
Is it healthier? Is it healthier?
Is it good
Is
for
it
you?
healthier? I don't know. Is coffee good for you? Like, why would it be? Why would freezing it? Why would it's not even changing on a molecular level?
Well,
Why
I
the
mean,
fuck
you
would
did
it-
add brown sugar to it.
Yeah, all right. I guess like if you're between like this and like putting fucking Splenda in your cup, it probably is like a step in the right direction.
I feel like it's probably on the same.
Every other year, yeah.
I feel like it's on the same level as like going to a Starbucks probably and getting
Yeah,
probably-
you're getting like a latte-esque drink.
frappuccino kind of
Right.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I was gonna say
well,
every
that's-
every other year they come out with a study that's like coffee's good for you. Oh no, coffee's terrible for you.
Well,
so
it's kind of
depends
one
on
of
what
those
year you're on.
balance. Yeah, well, it's kind of one of those balances where caffeine is not great for you. It is just like a straight up drug. Like it's an addictive like drug and all that stuff, but it's, its impact is low enough that it's not like, cocaine, but it's kind of like on that scale, right? But on the other hand, there's a lot of chemical reactants in coffee that are, would be associated with like, more healthy food items. So it's kind of like the balance between those two things where it's like Well, the caffeine is kind of like, look, it might give you energy, but it is not great. But on the other hand, like the other stuff can be good for you. So it's like you're always trying to balance those two things kind of situation. Now, I'm a dedicated coffee drinker. I drink coffee almost every day kind of situation. This sounds a lot of fun. I would definitely try it. I don't know if it would replace my normal either like I make a quick coffee at my house with my AeroPress, or I go to the local Java Joe's plug and grab like a Mexican mocha or something of that aesthetic kind of situation. But it does sound fun. I will admit that.
I mean, coffee flavored ice cream is probably a top for me.
Great.
Top flavor for me.
so good.
So
Well, but Ben, you don't like coffee that much.
I don't like coffee and I don't like ice cream all that much. But hey, it's a crazy world we live in because I like coffee ice cream.
Yes, interesting.
I'll stand by
Interesting.
my all-time favorite ice cream was in college, and they had Java Oreo ice cream, and
That
that
does
was
sound good.
I literally ate that breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Okay, I'm gonna breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Jeez, I'm gonna plug another local business. There's an ice cream store in Santa Fe called La Lecheria, and a couple of weeks ago they had an ice cream flavor that was chai tea flavored, and I will say it was pretty good. Like,
That sounds good.
first of all, I will say the biggest problem with it is it was basically like piss yellow, like the color of it, which was a little off-putting, but it did taste pretty good. So
right.
it kind of balances out in the end.
All right. And Ian, who are you this week?
Yeah, you're
Oh.
Mr. Lever.
Yeah, Will I Am Lever.
Wait, is that his real name?
William, yeah.
No.
Fucking got him, dude. Fucking wrecked. Boom, baby. He was one of the founding CEOs of Unilever, which is a conglomerate on a multinational scale. They own such brands as Dove, Ben and Jerry's, Good Humor,
Okay.
and that's
okay.
and all right. So
They're
like
the
if you want-
popsicle people now.
exactly. So like they own Good Humor. Good Humor owns Popsicle Company.
Okay, so it's kind of like he's the tip of the iceberg, and below it gets just deeper and deeper.
I think he's dead.
Oh,
I mean, he's getting deeper and deeper because he's sinking into the earth.
Yeah.
All right.
He was. Oh man, his full title is William Lever, First Viscount Leverhulme.
oh, jeez.
Oh shit!
Viscount.
Oh, wow.
Viscount? Why can't I be a Viscount?
Born in the
Viscount
wrong era.
Zelig sounds pretty good.
Born too late to be a Viscount. Born too early.
Exactly.
Born too early to be a space marine. I don't know.
Just in time to beat
Yes.
Pokemon.
Just in time to eat Pokemon.
Okay.
Let's review our recipes. From Evan, we have frozen Guyana Avalugg custard. From Ben, we have the Avalugg, which is a Jethro Tull themed Avalugg drink. From me, we have the Avalugg prickly pear margarita, and from Ian, we have the Java Lug coffee popsicle. Okay, I got all of those.
You did.
Kind of situation. Who do I want to vote for? All right, I know who I'm voting for. Okay. All right, Ben, who's the winner?
Wait.
Okay.
Oh no, it did record. I thought that it didn't register, but I am the winner
How does
of
it feel?
this. I feel great. Wait a minute. Wait, actually, no, it didn't register because it's like splitting it. It says that there's 4. Sorry, let me revote because actually I think there's a
recount.
tie.
Voting
Uh-oh.
twice.
Vote for someone else, Ben.
No.
Voter fraud.
I'm gonna vote for who I voted for. I just don't think it like registered fully because okay, there is a tie actually. It was just there was a clerical error. Stop the presses.
Yes.
The vote.
Oh no. It's a tie and it's between me and Ian.
All right. Excellent.
Ooh, tie for the second time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Except now the shoe's on the other foot.
Yeah.
It's the other duo's turn.
Oh, that's
Yes. I mean, yeah, me and Evan have no chance of winning this week. So, as they say, Pokemon go to the polls and vote for who has the better recipe this week. All right.
They do say that.
They do say that.
A lot of people.
Now's the time of the show where we consider recipes sent in by our listeners. It's called Whale Lord's Mail Horde. We read your comments, questions, and recipes sent into ichoosepod@gmail.com. Ian, can you read this email sent in by Edward?
Sure. Ed writes, this Pokemon contains multitudes. By multitudes, I mean every flavor of LaCroix.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Imagine if you could have like a wellspring, and every time you like tapped it with like a spigot or whatever, just a different flavor of like LaCroix came out of it.
Like you're a like 1840s like prospector, and you're like,
Yes.
hit the mother load, and then all the
just
LaCroix,
sparkling water
sprays
comes
out.
gushing
We're like,
out.
we've done it.
God, I wish. There's places in the U.S. where like carbonated water is exploding out of the ground, and you can just like drink
Right.
it, and it's like soda water, and you're like,
But it's
wow.
not flavored.
It's not. Unfortunately,
It's
they
not
didn't like.
essenced.
Yes, they didn't stuff like strawberries into the ground, so it like gets a nice
Plug
flavor.
the geyser hole with strawberries.
Yes.
Though you might argue that it's more innocent than LaCroix.
Nothing more innocent. All right. That's the only email with this week. Thanks for writing in, Ed. I'm going to read a few Discord questions. We're recording early, so we didn't get in a bunch of responses. Helen writes in and says, this is the punch bowl you put jungle juice in to get everyone turned at the party.
Oh.
Reasonable. That's kind of like what Ben was talking about earlier. Duchess Taco writes and says, I'm looking into the moveset for this one. Move tutor shenanigans. Husey and Avalugg can learn Ice Ball, which is basically just Ice-type rollout, as demonstrated by Spheal. Husey and Avalugg could have a bunch of mixed drink elements shoved in, make its own shaved ice, roll around sideways with Ice Ball, and become the ultimate daiquiri machine.
Ooh, yes.
I mean, basically, almost everyone who's written in is like, this glacier is a drink, like, it's its own,
drinkable.
it's like it's a portable, it's a portable bar for like all your like party needs.
I have one adjacent thing to that, since we have no mail. So
Yes.
in college, I worked as a caterer to raise monies for the local sports team I was on in college. And one of the events that we went to was Nintendo's holiday party. And,
right.
At Nintendo's holiday party, one of the floors was GoldenEye themed, and they had a giant bar made of ice that the bartenders
Whoa.
were like standing behind and like pouring drinks through to like chill them and everything. There was like James Bond like carved out of ice, and like it was pretty wild.
Holy shit.
Incredible.
That sounds cool.
That's what I imagined when I was thinking of like all of these recipes.
Wow.
Absolutely. Excellent.
Since we do have a little space here, I wanted to bring up, which I didn't last week, an idea I had for a Pokemon evolution.
This is just
right.
your own. This is your own Fakemon, right?
Yeah. Nintendo, I know you're listening.
Reggie's tapping our phones right now.
Yeah. This one's for free.
Okay.
All right. Base form, we call it Gletchling. Apostrophe GLETCHLING, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a cute little baby pig with wings,
Okay.
like a piglet.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, see what
Okay.
all right.
Yes.
And then the
so
evolution.
it's Piglet with wings.
Yeah, it flies. And then
Okay.
it's real cute. And then the evolution is this like really grotesque, huge boar that has like really dope ass like dragon wings, and it's called Soar Boar.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
When I was sick this last week, I was like laying in bed, like doing absolutely nothing, and then like baby pigs with wings came into my head. I was like, that's a great fucking idea. And then I thought about like a boar with wings, and I was like, that's an even better idea. Why doesn't that exist?
Yeah, I mean that is pretty funny to have a flying pig, flying type Pokemon. That's good stuff.
Thank you.
That is good. Yeah.
This one's
But
for
I
you.
think
I
they're
will
all
say
happy.
the whole music thing doesn't work out. You got to go into marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
All right. now is the time where we pick next week's Pokemon. It's a segment I like to call Pick-a-mon. Evan, can you randomly generate a number between 650 and 721?
Yep. And 669. Nice.
Oh, shit. Nice. 669. It's going to be closer to the top. And 669 next week is Flababy, the first fairy-type Pokemon.
Ever.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure.
Fairy types were introduced with Gen 6. And Flababy is, or Flababy.
Flabebe.
You drop my picture.
Flabebe is the first fairy type Pokemon. It's like it's hanging out on a flower.
Yeah, it's like kind of floating
Yes.
with a cute little face.
Yes.
Jeremy's got the picture coming.
Yeah, I'm sending it your way. Flababy is our next week's Pokemon. Please,
Oh, yeah.
please enjoy. Send in your Flababy recipes and have many fairy types. All right.
Michael Boo Flablaby.
Oh, all right.
I just keep thinking about this tweet I saw that was like Alien versus Predator, but it was like Predator versus Flubber. I would watch the shit out of that movie.
Is it like just like the bouncy stuff, or is it like the Predator fights Robin Williams?
No, it's Flubber in its truest form. Just like causing
Is
mayhem.
Flubber the ultimate predator?
Oh.
Who knows?
Whoever wins, we both lose.
That is true. All right, plugs. Tell us about your shit, Ben.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Ben C. Montoya. I still am trying to get my cat to be the mayor of San Diego. We currently have, this is actually kind of great, guys. We currently have 115 votes for Millie.
Pretty good.
It is pretty good. We are gonna have to step it up just a little bit to compete because the current first place winner, or the leaderboards as they are, the first place has 2,000 votes.
Oh shit!
A little bit over 2,000. So
hacks.
I'm really hoping that we can just crack that top 12 spot and just sit pretty in December. But this is a fundraiser for the San Diego Humane Society. And every dollar is a vote, and every vote gets us one step closer to getting Millie in the calendar, a full page spread in the calendar. So
I just saw Ben's cat walk in the background.
Yep, Millie's very excited. She's so happy that everyone out there voted for her, and she is asking you to vote more if you want. So you can follow me at Ben C. Montoya if you want to do that.
All right, Ian.
Please go to Instagram.com/ at Ian Reynolds photography. Follow my please just follow my small business. That would be great. Also, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to Bandcamp. I don't give a shit where you go. Just search Zoltan and the Fortune Tellers. That's the band I play tuba in. You can listen to some hilarious comedic music ranging from The End of the World to Giant Dicks to Huge Bears.
Food in your beard.
Food in your beard. The album has dropped. It has landed. Give it a listen.
Oh, yeah.
Smash that motherfucking like button. Let's go.
Nice.
Excellent. Evan.
Nice. You can follow me on Twitter at @E_Van Aubrey.
All right. You can follow me on Twitter at VelocityPrime1, which is, you can see pictures of my recent hikes. I went to a mountain. You'll probably see me go to more mountains this weekend as I go on a hiking trip there in Colorado, which is exciting to me.
Nice.
But follow me there and check out my writing at the-avocado.org for thoughts and opinions on film, television, and video games. All that at the-avocado.org. Jeremy Zielik. Now it's time to wrap up the show. This has been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. You can find our program on your favorite podcast apps, including Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, and Spotify, or your podcast catcher of choice. If you like our show, give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to help us go up the ranks. If you want more I Choose You goodness, may I suggest checking out our social media pages, I Choose Pod on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Hang out with fellow choosies and send us in recipes, all that goodness. I Choose Pod at those places. If you want to hang out with the community, join us at Discord. Link is in the episode description and on our social media pages. Lastly, but not leastly, check out our official website, ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu. ichooseyou.menu has a full episode archive and a merch store, all designed by one Evan Aubrey. It's super delightful. Make sure to head over there. Special announcement, we have a game night going forward on August 28th. Which is this month at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 p.m.
6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Yeah, 6 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay. 6 p.m. Eastern Time, August 28th. So check it out at that time. Join us in the I Choose You Discord. We'll be playing Gartic Phone, which is a very amusing online game involving drawing. That is all on the I Choose You Discord. So, this has been I Choose You, the podcast about cooking and eating Pokemon. I've been your host, Jeremy Zielik, the Alton Brown of the group. Thank you so much for listening.
I've been your friend on the show, Ben Montoya.
I've been your Willy lover, Ian Davis.
And Evan Aubrey.
And to all the choosies out there in Radioland, in a while, Totodile.
Yeah, I choose you. Yeah, I choose you.
Everybody wants to be a master.
Chef.
Everybody wants to show their skills. In the kitchen, everybody wants to cook that cloncher. Finny in at the top of the grill. Each time you fry, gonna cook it just a little bit better. Each taste you try, boy, this froky is nice and tender. It's a whole new world we cook in. It's a whole new place to eat. We're in season 6 with some brand new recipes, 'cause we're still gonna cook them all and make a pun or 2 or 3. It's a whole new world we cook in. It's a whole new place to eat. We're in season 6 with some brand new recipes, 'cause we're still gonna cook them all and make a pun or 2 or 3.